So lately I've been spending a lot of time looking through real estate forums, not only for my own benefit, but to provide ideas and answers to others as often as I can. And recently I've noticed a high volume of traffic aimed towards the question of, is it better to rent or buy property as a primary residence? So after spending some time thinking about it and doing additional research, I've come to the conclusion that first, what must be decided is if you're in a position in life that makes you more practically a buyer or a renter. So how do you come to that conclusion, you ask? Well, let's do our best to clarify this. So in either case of renting or buying, the goal is to find a place to call home, which fits right into my method for recognizing which path to take by using the acronym H.O.M.E. This breaks down to a few relatively simple questions. First, how long do you plan on residing in a specific location? Does the stability of buying or the flexibility of renting fit better with the lifestyle your occupation provides? What's going on in the housing market in your area? I'll go into detail on what affects the market and how you can predict these trends. And lastly, what is your best estimate of overall expenses in either case? By the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of what to look for and how to calculate your costs to make a better decision. Let's further break down these questions, starting with, how long do you plan on residing in the location in which you might buy or rent a home? There are a vast amount of things to consider when trying to predict your longevity in one location. Things happen, and we can't predict life, but you have to attempt to look into the future and decide if the location you are currently in or interested in residing in offers what you might be looking for years down the road. Factors such as quality schools, community, and long-term career options could definitely swing the pendulum in one direction or the other. So the next question to address is about your occupation. Does your current occupation or source of income provide the stability necessary to commit to buying, or would the flexibility of renting suit you better? This includes considering things like the likelihood of being relocated for work and expands further to the stability of your current income. Now, buying a home is a huge commitment, and being unprepared for such a financial burden can result in the overall investment losing you money or worse. In circumstances where career location or income isn't quite as stable as it could be, a less concrete commitment such as renting might be a better fit for you. Now, moving on to a more complicated question. What is currently happening in the housing market in your desired area? Factors like interest rates and what direction the housing market is trending in weigh heavily into the consideration when making an investment like buying a home. Understand, buying a house and the practicality as an investment at any given time means you must understand why and when the market fluctuates. Now, I know this is a complex topic and this is going to be difficult to fully explain in such a short video, but here are a few key influences in a nutshell. First, the economy. The overall well-being of the economy provides a fairly accurate forecast of the housing market. Economic indicators such as manufacturing activity and the price of goods, the GDP or gross domestic product, and employment data all can effectively adjust the housing market. Another influence on the housing market is interest rates. The way the market and interest rates affect each other is quite interesting. The last factor in this cycle of cause and effect is an economic principle referred to as supply and demand. So let's start with our theoretical housing market trending up. With the market trending up, people realize investing in real estate is currently a positive investment, resulting in high demand. When demand is high, banks are able to increase interest rates on mortgage loans, which raises the overall cost of purchasing real estate, making it difficult for people to afford, in turn sending the market into a downward trend. This simultaneously decreases the demand for purchasing real estate. As the demand lowers, the banks, in an attempt to dole out more loans, lowers the interest rates, stimulates the economy, and puts us right back to square one, where the cycle continues as
market goes up, demand goes up, which spikes interest rates, and then the market goes down.
Okay, I think you get the point. Back to the final piece of the puzzle, expenses. This is one of the most significant pieces within the H.O.M.E. model. What will the total cost be in each scenario of renting versus buying? Now, unfortunately, there's no way around it. You have to bust out the calculator and do the math. To the best of our ability, we need to predict the total monthly expenses in both cases. With home ownership comes much more responsibility and also unrealized costs that need to be considered. Your potential mortgage can include but is not limited to your principal and interest, which goes towards your loan, taxes to the government, and insurance to insure your property. We also can't forget the costs of upkeep and functionality through utilities such as water, electricity, gas, and trash, among others. And also occasional repairs from usage, along with structural changes which can include room additions or remodels, which potentially can throw more money onto the pile. So after calculating the cost for buying, we can then compare these costs to the estimated expenses for renting, in which many of these factors are not included, with the exception to utilities and optional renter's insurance. So understanding and weighing the components of the home model against each other can provide insight into whether renting or buying suits you best. So in actuality, the question of is it better to rent or buy should be appended to is it better for you to rent or buy? And either way, we hope that you find a place to call home. Okay, I know we've been through a lot of information, but I really hope this video can help clear up some of the questions that I've been reading in the forums. Once again, thanks for watching. Look forward to more videos coming soon. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggested topics, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. This has been another episode of Clarify This. See you next time.